Okay. As far as Bellator 263 goes, this sounds insane. It might sound crazy to a lot of people, but I gotta say the my favorite dog on the card for Bellator 263, it's Manny Muro. It's 100% Manny Muro. And look, uh, Usman Nurmagomedov, we all know he's he's a Dagestani. He's Habib's cousin. He's gonna have probably Habib in his corner. Um, but he's 23. He's pretty young. He's definitely had um, uh, his record is pretty soft. He's definitely have a cushioned record at 12-0. His record has definitely been a little bit. He's fought some cans, and he's also fought a lot of guys younger than him. And Manny Muro is 11 years older than him at 34 years old. And look, I know Manny Muro is not that good, but if anything, he's a tough guy. He's a really tough guy, and they brought him in. They brought him in on short notice to fight Nick Newell. Bellator did a couple years ago, and he cashed as like a plus 700 underdog in a split decision. Then they brought him back. They liked what they saw out of him. They brought him back in for another run against Devin Powell. That was in November of last year, and he cashed again as like a plus 220 underdog. And this is a guy, he came in short notice before those two fights, came in short notice against Ken Culture, who's just a nobody. He came in on short notice for Rage in the Cage, Oklahoma City lightweight championship bout, and won. Before that he had 3 straight losses, but this guy just seems to always rise up. And I'm not super confident in this as the money line, but I still see over 1.5 rounds at minus 125. Fight goes the distance, yes, at plus 175. And you look at Usman Nurmagomedov. He fought Mike Hamill in his Bellator debut, and he should have. And it was the same situation as this, where the over was 1.5 rounds, and he was a massive, like almost a minus 1,000 favorite, and it went to decision. And Mike Hamill, props to him for surviving. And but the thing about him, he just, his striking is just not there. He's just that wrestle first guy, and he had no chance wrestling against Usman. And Nurmagomedov, I think their thing is they want to show their striking, right? They want to show their striking because they're all known for their wrestling. So they all want to come out similar to Islam Makhachev. They all want to come out and stand and bang, so that it kind of gets rid of that stigma of them just being, wrestle heavy fighters. So in this case with Manny Muro and Usman Nurmagomedov, Nurmagomedov, he has slick kicks. He's got really he's a precision striker. Everything is everything is really is all there as far as just his overall striking game. He's his striking is right there with all those other AKA Dagestani guys. His striking is probably better than Habib's. Habib's striking is a little bit awkward. He has like those upward uppercuts, straight arm uppercuts and stuff like that. Not this guy. He's got like a Thai style, very, very slick and precise. But with that being said, man, Manny Muro is coming out there, and he's just walking forward, and he's just walking forward, and he's just walking forward. And I feel like the thing about, everybody thought that he was going to, Usman Nurmagomedov was going to be able to drop Mike Hamill and was just going to, take care of him, either drop him or get on his back and choke him out and make short work of him. But Mike Hamill has a chin. And the thing about Hamill was, I feel like he was really respecting Usman's hitting power, where if he felt his power and I just feel like if he went forward a little bit more in that fight, he could have, it was a unanimous decision, 29-28, 29-28, 30-27. And I feel like he could have made that fight a lot closer than it was had he just walked forward. And now we're talking about with Manny Muro here. This guy, that's all he does is walk forward. And when you're constantly stepping backwards in a fight, it's extremely exhausting. And, this guy, he's so tough. And I feel like I'm trying to figure out what Bellator is doing as far as the matchmaking goes here, right? Like, I feel like they're trying to set up Usman Nurmagomedov to get they must be trying for him to go out there and get a highlight reel submission or something like that. Because I'll say this, if Manny Muro, if Usman Nurmagomedov goes out there and just has a wrestle heavy game plan, I don't think Manny Muro has much of a chance. But I don't think he's going to. You look at Nurmagomedov's fight against Mike Hamill, he could have did the same thing, but he didn't. He just stood there for 3 rounds. He went toe to toe with him for 3 rounds, and he gave up a round in a fight that he was a minus 1,100 favorite. He lost 1 round. He lost 1 round on 2 judges' scorecards. So, the thing is, there's just a premium on this guy because he's a Nurmagomedov. And they're putting him against this, albeit, he's a can. Manny Muro is not that good. But I'll say this, he's been around the amateur, or not the amateurs, the lower level regional scenes in America. This guy from top to bottom, Rage in the Cage and Rage in the Cage, South Texas Fighting Championship, Sugar Creek Showdown, Gladiator Cage Fighting Championship, Fists of Fury, and Legacy FC. But he went up to Bellator 3 times. He went up once in 2016, I think. He won as a pretty huge underdog. And then he came up against Nick Newell. And, say what the obvious that about Nick Newell. He's still extremely good. World Series of Fighting lightweight champion. And he beat him. Manny Muro beat him as a plus 750 underdog. And then Bellator liked him so much that they brought him back. And he cashed again as a plus 220 underdog and against Devin Powell. And Usman Nurmagomedov he's a baby, man. He's 23 years old. I don't think he should be a minus 1,000 favorite against this grizzled veteran who's just going to walk forward. This type of guy, he just loves fighting, this Manny Muro guy. Watch his fight with Nick Newell. He's enjoying every minute of it. I don't know. I got to tell you. And it comes down to this. Implied probability says at plus 850, you're telling me that Manny Muro has less than a 10% chance of winning this fight? No. Give me a break. Give me that plus 850 all day on this guy. I'm not saying it's my most confident pick, but I'm definitely going to have a small little, 1% play on this guy because it's the line's so out, the line's so off that as a value player, I just have to do it. And I'll say this too. I like that over 1.5 rounds because we've seen Usman Nurmagomedov go to a decision last time in a fight that he was supposed to, the same type of situation as this, where the total was at 1.5 rounds and he was a massive favorite. So the line, the market was expecting it to be a quick fight, and it wasn't. It went decision. So I'm telling you right now, Small play on Manny Muro at that magical plus 850. And then, yeah, over 1.5 rounds at minus 125. I like it. You could probably get fight starts round 3 at plus money. Yeah, fight starts round 3 at plus 120 at DraftKings. That's a solid play, guys. That's a solid play. And fight starts round 2 minus 134. I like that too. Fight goes the distance at plus 120, 175. So this is one of those fights where there's multiple ways to back Manny Muro being able to survive against Usman Nurmagomedov. And I'm telling you, it's just Manny Muro is just tough. He's tough as nails. He's a super tough dude. And is he going to be able to, is his wrestling game, defensive wrestling, gonna be able to get him out of a rough situation against this Nurmagomedov? No. But again, go and watch that fight with this Usman kid and Mike Hamill, and the fight was barely on the mat. It was just 15 minutes basically it was like a kickboxing fight. So with that being said, yeah, I like Manny Muro here, and this is just the way that I bet. It's not that I would ever bet baseball, but it's similar to that, where it's, you got the A's against the Yankees, and the A's are plus 300 for 3 games in the series. You only got to win 1 game to make money in that 3-game series. So, that's how I play it with these dogs sometimes. You only got to really hit 1 in a pretty long series of these bets. We didn't hit we missed on some dogs last week, but scared money doesn't make money, right?